Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Frank in action again. If you're not yet subscribed, please click the subscribe button and also the ring bell button so you'll be notified in my next live streaming and videos. So today guys, I will be having my lessons again, a live streaming. All lessons will be Callan Lessons. So in the description below, you will see that you really have to allocate your energy when it comes to having a lot of lessons, especially Callan Lessons, the whole day. So I will be having how many lessons today? I'm just waiting for my students to come. So in a short while, I'll be having my lessons. I'll be conducting lessons. Yeah. So our lesson will be Callan Lessons until 12 o'clock. Because at exactly 12 o'clock, I need to go to the bank to have my PNB card replaced. Yeah, it happens. You know, so yeah, I'm just waiting for my student. My student will have her lesson stage 9 and reading is 8. Hello. Yes, can you hear and see me? Okay, very good. So let me just have a quick check. We are doing your lesson or stage 9 lesson and your reading will be 8. So let me just open the textbook here. We will start from paragraph number 804. Okay. So sorry, the book is still loading. Hold on. Okay, so let's get started. So please answer the following questions. Now, what does the idiom give somebody the cold shoulder mean? What does the idiom give somebody the cold shoulder mean? The idiom give somebody the cold shoulder means make somebody feel unwelcome, usually by ignoring them. By ignoring them. And not ignoring them. Very good. Give me an example, please. Give me an example, please. Instead of a friendly welcome, we were given the cold shoulder. Okay. Now, tell me 4 common situations in which we often use the passive voice, please. Tell me 4 common situations in which we often use the passive voice, please. 4 common situations in which we often use the passive voice. We often use the passive voice are when we don't know who does the action, when we don't want to say who does the action, when it is not important who does the action, when it is obvious who does the action. Who does the action? All right, give me an example of each, please. Give me an example of each, please. All the wine has been drunk. Has been drunk. A complaint has been made against you. The doors were designed to close by themselves. I was given some extra homework. Very good. Now, is there anything that you cannot resist eating, even though you know it's not very good for the health? Is there anything that you cannot resist eating, even though you know it's not very good for the health? Yes, no. There's something that I cannot resist eating, even though I know it's not very good for the health. Okay. Now, would you show any resistance if a policeman tried to arrest you for a crime that you did not commit? Would you show any resistance if a policeman trying to arrest you for a crime that you did not commit? Yes, no. I'd show some resistance if a policeman tried to arrest me for a crime that I did not commit. Okay, very good. Now, do you prefer to eat a substantial breakfast like bacon and eggs in the morning, or do you prefer committing light such as cereal and toast? Do you prefer to eat a substantial breakfast like bacon and eggs in the morning, or do you prefer something light such as cereal and toast? I prefer to eat a substantial breakfast like bacon and eggs in the morning. Now, is it good for the health to eat fried food every day? Is it good for the health to eat fried food every day? No, it isn't good for the health to eat fried food every day. Very good. Now, what's the approximate population of the world? What's the approximate population of the world? The approximate population of the world is people. Very good. Now, if you're an if you're in a restaurant but you only want a two-course meal, which do you normally have? A starter and a main course, or a main course and a dessert? If you're in a restaurant but you only want a two-course meal, which do you normally have? A starter and main course, or a main course and, and dessert? If I'm in a restaurant but I only want a two-course meal, I not meals, a two-course meal, I normally have main course and dessert, or starter and main course? And main course. Very good. What's the name of the room in which one dines? What's the name of the room in which one dines? The name of the room in which one dines is the dining room. The dining room. Very okay. Now, what's the difference between marmalade and jam? What's the difference between marmalade and jam? The difference between marmalade and jam is that marmalade is generally made from oranges, whereas jam is made from fruits such as pears, fruits such as pears, apples, plums, etc. Okay. What's another meaning of the country besides the countryside? What's another meaning of the country besides the countryside? Another meaning of the country besides the countryside is the people of a nation. Very good. Give me an example, please. Give me an example, please. Most of the country was in favor of his election. Not direction, election. Very good. Very good. Now, what do we shave with? What do we shave with? We shave with a razor. Not razor, razor. Very good. Okay. Now, about how long does it take for a shaving cut to heal? About how long does it take for a shaving cut to heal? It takes about 3 days, 2 days, 15 minutes. What? Shaving, like when you cut. Like, for example, like you are shaving your legs, or how long will it take? 7 days for a shaving cut to heal. Okay, very good. All right, so that would be all. Let's move on to our new word. Repeat: live. Live. Okay, live. Musician. Very good. Listen. So the word live is a verb. The word live is an adjective. Okay, so the difference between live and live is that live is a verb, whilst the word live is an adjective. When you say musician, it's a noun. So a musician, we mean a person who writes, sings, or plays music. Okay, let's practice. Now, what's the difference between live and live? What's the difference between live and live? The difference between live and live is that live is a verb, whereas live is an adjective. Very good. Do you think it's all right to perform experiments on live animals? Do you think it's all right to perform experiments to live animals? Yes, no. I think it's all right to perform experiments on live animals. Not on alive animals, on live animals. Very good. Have you ever been to see a famous musician or band live and felt really let down by the performance? Have you ever been to see a famous musician or band live and felt really let down by the performance? Yes, no. I've never been to see a famous musician or band live and felt really let down by the performance. By the performance. Very good. Repeat: mild, remark, look, stormy. All right, listen. So the word mild is used as an adjective. It means not violent, severe, or extreme. It means slight or gentle. Okay, for example, soap designed for washing the face is milder than the soap designed for washing the rest of the body, because the skin on the face is very sensitive and can become irritated and itchy. When you say the word look, it's used as a noun. So it is the emotions or feelings that can be seen in a person's face or eyes. Like, for example, she had a worried look about her. Okay, let's Have another word, remark. The word remark is used as a noun. It is a comment or something that someone says or writes to express an opinion or idea. For example, the kind of remark someone who would have to make to bring a look of surprise to my face would be that they have the same surname as me, or that they used to live in the same town as me. Like, oh, really? You're also living in Cebu? Okay. All right. Another word is stormy. It's used as an adjective. It means relating to or affecting by storm. So, for example, the weather was cold and stormy. Let's practice. What kind of remark would someone have to make to bring a mild look of surprise to your face? What kind of remark would someone have to make to bring a mild look of surprise to your face? The kind of remark someone would have to make to bring a mild look of surprise to my face would be that they have the same surname as me. They have surname, the same surname as me. Mm, as me or that they used to live in the same town as me, etc. All right, now what do we mean by mild weather? What do we mean by mild weather? By mild weather, we mean the weather that is not stormy or very hot or very cold. In other words, we mean weather that is not extreme. Not extreme, that is not extreme. Very good. Now, why is soap designed for washing the face milder than soap designed for washing the rest of the body? Why is soap designed for washing the face milder than the soap designed for washing the rest of the body? Soap designed for washing the face is milder than soap designed for washing the rest of the body. The rest because the skin on the face is very sensitive and can easily become irritated and itchy. Irritated and itchy. Okay. Repeat proof. All right, listen. So the word proof is used as a noun. So it is something that proves that something else is correct or true. For example, the picture was a proof that they were together at the party. Let's practice. In your country, do you have to carry documents as proof of your identity? In your country, do you have to carry documents as proof of your identity? Yes, no. In my country, we have to carry documents as proof of our identity. Very good. Repeat saying. Listen. So the word saying is used as a noun. It is an old and well-known phrase that expresses the idea that most people believe is true. So my favorite saying is when life gives you 100 reasons to cry, show life that you have 1,000 reasons to smile. Okay. Now let's practice. Now, what does this saying mean? Home is where the heart is. What does this saying mean? Home is where the heart is. The saying, home is where the heart is, means that heart is, means this, means that your real home is not always the house or flat where you live. It is the place where you feel most comfortable or where you feel that you belong. You belong. All right. Repeat trap. Listen. So the word trap is used as a noun. It is a device or hole for catching animals or people and preventing their escape. So for example, we can put many different types of food such as chocolate or cheese in a trap to catch a mouse. Okay, let's practice. Now, what can we put in a trap to catch a mouse? What can we put in a trap to catch a mouse? We can put many different types of food, such as chocolate or cheese, in a trap to catch a mouse. Repeat pot, cooking pot, flower pot, coffee pot, teapot. All right, listen. So when you say pot, it is a noun. It is something that is used for storing or holding something. So some kinds of the pot that we can have are cooking pots, flower pots, jam pots, ink pots, coffee pots, and teapots. Let's practice. Name me some different kinds of pots, please. Name me some different kinds of pots, please. some different kinds of pots are cooking pots, flower pots, coffee pots, flower pots, coffee pots, teapots. Okay, repeat. In relation to, relationship, relative, overweight. All right, listen. So when you say in relation to, it means in connection with. Okay, so for example, my friend is really heavy, and yet she is short and small. Her weight is too much in relation to her BMI or height and age. When you say relationship, it is used as a noun. It is a relation between people. Okay, so for example, South Korea and North Korea don't have a good relationship as of this moment. When you say relative, it's used as a noun. It means connected or related. So when we say that everything is relative, we mean that what we think of something often depends on what we are comparing it to. So, for example, a man is only considered tall if the people around him are shorter than he is. If we were surrounded by people who were taller than him, he would be considered short. It's all relative. Okay. Another word is overweight. It is used as an adjective, so it is weighing more than the normal. So, for example, I am 29 years old and my weight is 83 kilograms. So my weight is too much. I'm overweight. Okay. Now let's practice. Now, do you think most people in your country are overweight or underweight in relation to their height? Do you think most people in your country are overweight or underweight in relation to their height? I think most people in my country are overweight, underweight in relation to their height. In relation to their height. Okay. Does your country have a good relationship with most of its neighboring countries? Does your country have a good relationship with most of its neighboring countries? Yes, no. My country doesn't have a good relationship with most of its neighboring countries. Okay. Now, what do we mean when we say that everything is relative? What do we mean when we say that everything is relative? When we say that everything is relative, we mean that what we think of something often, we think of something, not they think, we think of something often depends on what we are comparing it to. Mm, Okay. Now, give me an example, please. Give me an example, please. A man is only considered tall if the people around him are shorter, are tall. One more time. A man is only considered tall if the people around him are shorter than he is. If he were surrounded by people who were taller than him, he would be considered not we are considered, he would be considered short. It's all relative. Considered short. It's all it's all relative. Okay, very good. Repeat at sea. By sea. All right, listen. So the word at sea means on the sea. Okay, so for example, the ship is at sea for 3 hours. Okay, when you say by sea, means by means of a ship or ships. Okay, so for example, my friend loves to travel by land in her car, and I love to travel by sea. Okay, let's practice. How long are you at sea for when you travel by sea from Europe to America? How long are you at sea for when you travel by sea from Europe to America? How long you are at sea? How long you are at sea for when you travel by sea from Europe to America depends on the ship. But I reckon about 3 days. It's okay. Sorry. Now let's move on. Repeat. Touch wood. All right, listen. So this time is another idiomatic expression, touch wood. Touch wood means what people say when they touch something that is made of wood in hope of preventing bad luck. Okay, like for example, we've been very lucky and everything's gone very well so far. Touch wood. So we are actually like hoping that it will continue to be lucky for the next few days or years. Okay, let's practice. Now, what do people do and say when they hope to prevent bad luck? What do people do and say when they hope to prevent bad luck? When people hope to prevent bad luck, they touch something that is made of wood and say touch wood and say touch wood. Very good. Give me an example, please. Give me an example, please. I've been driving now for 10 years without an accident. 10 years without an accident. Touch wood. Very good. Repeat by. Go past. Nearby. All right, listen. So we will be having new pattern by and its many usage. So there are many expressions in English that contain the word by. Here are some examples. First, the traffic passed by my house means the traffic went past my house. The other one is Mr. William lives by himself means that nobody with him. Whereas Mr. William did the job by himself means that he did it without any help. Another one is he worked by night and slept by day. Means that he worked during the night and slept during the day. Another example is this play was written by Shakespeare. Means that Shakespeare was the writer of this play. Another one is he worked in the town and lived in nearby village. Means that he lived in a village that was near the town. Notice that we cannot say a near town. We must say a nearby town. Okay, let's practice. Now, I will say a sentence that I want you to make similar sentence with the word by. I saw him going past my house yesterday. I saw him going past my house yesterday. I saw him passing by my house yesterday. All right. Henry sat alone in the room. Henry sat alone in the room. Henry sat in the room by himself. Henry did the translation without help. Henry did the translation without help. Henry did the translation by himself. All right. Is it correct to say the man lived in a near town? Is it correct to say the man lived in a near town? No, it isn't correct to say the man lived in a near town. What must we say instead? What must we say instead? We must say the man lived in a nearby town. Town instead. Okay, that's perfect. So that would be in paragraph number 809. Okay, and the last word is what's happening? I'm sorry. My my keyboard is not functioning. Okay, so we are going to have stage 8, paragraph number 694, please. Mm-hmm. You're done with the word change. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Then intelligence. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Cut corners. You could. Well, congratulations. You're done with stage 8. Now let's move on to stage 9. Okay. Please open paragraph number 697. Social. That edge. Edge. Okay. All right. So we're just going to stop there because we only have 30 seconds. So I would suggest in your next reading activity, you start at stage 9 from the word edge. Okay. Instead. All right. So again, thank you so much for doing your best and congratulations for finishing your reading part at stage 8. You are both now doing stage 9 for both your new work and reading. Congratulations and see you next time in our lesson. Have a great morning. Bye bye. Yes, it's been like 6 months not seeing each other. See you. Hello, maayong buntag. Mild static kabatingan. Hello po. Yeah, yung classic ko kanina was about stage 9. And parang kinakabahan ako kasi alam ko na live streaming tayo. So, daming misreading. But I hope it's not that noticeable. Di naman siya misreading. Yung parang stuttering lang siya. Wait, progress muna ako. Baka ko makalimutan. Baka mading tayo ng mga chirps. Yeah, I think the good thing that I did during the lesson was like, you really have to highlight things that the students improved during the lesson, especially the progress. When there's a transition between a lower stage to a higher stage, make sure to, at least inform the student that actually today they were able to progress. They were able to level up to a new stage. That's very small information, can really motivate your students then. For me, in my own opinion, learning English is not just about knowing the grammar and pronunciation could be a good foundation. We should know that. But sometimes people would know those things, but they're not able to use it because they don't have the confidence and motivation to speak and write in English. So I think as a teacher, we are also, responsible to lift up their confidence and also their morale in speaking English. Wait, hindi ko pa natapos talaga yung progress. Yan, natapos ko na. So, my next lesson, ganun pa rin, Callan method, and the stages. Oh, first lesson po. Good luck. So, maybe I will not be using... most of the time, I'm using the NativeCamp charts. But ngayon, since I'm doing live streaming, I will be using charts talaga para makita din ng mga new teachers sa Callan. Sa mga old teachers, please help me correct my mistakes. Nakakaba pala pag naka-live stream. Alright. Alright, Mild Stete, Kabatingan, thank you so much for watching. Yo, so this live streaming, guys, lahat talaga is just about Callan lesson. Based on my reservation list, lahat now until 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I will be having all Callan lesson. I rarely have Callan lesson lately dahil sa marami din ako mga pronunciation lesson and grammar lessons. So sometimes NativeCamp send me a message why I don't have any Callan lesson. Can I blame students about that? I cannot force them to have Callan with me. Even they still book me with the middle lesson or the grammar lesson. So you should not, force me to have more Callan. Callan is just a badge that allows me to teach Callan, but that doesn't require me to only teach Callan, right? It's a little bit, not annoying, but a little bit frustrating to be forced to do it, and they're gonna question your ability to do Callan because you don't have any Callan. No, it's just that here in NativeCamp you have to be flexible and you must be capable of teaching everything that NativeCamp promises to their students. NativeCamp never just say you will do Callan as a teacher, or you will be taking lessons only Callan here at NativeCamp. But NativeCamp actually promise says to students that we can handle English lessons and free talking, right? Anyway, my student is here. We did just our level check, and now we are doing stage 1 lesson. Hello. Yes, good morning to you. So let me just open my book here. So we are going to continue your stage 1 lesson. Congratulations on our level check, by the way. So let me just open my book here. Okay, so I think during our level check, we were talking about those basic instructions that the teachers tell you, like for example, repeat, listen. Okay, so if you have any mistake on those instructions, don't worry, it's okay. I will just remind you. Okay, are you ready, hero? All right, repeat. Pen, pencil, book. Ah, listen. A book, a pen, a pencil. Repeat. What is? What's? This. It is. It's. Listen. What's this? What's this? It's a pencil. What's this? What's this? It's a pen. What's this? What's this? It's a book. Let's practice. What's this? What's this? It's a pen. What's this? What's this? It's a pencil. What's this? What's this? It's a book. Very good. Repeat. Table, chair, light, light, wall. Listen. It's a table, it's a chair, it's a light, it's a wall. Let's practice. What's this? What's this? It's a table. What's this? What's this? It's a chair. What's this? What's this? It's a light. What's this? What's this? It's a wall. What's this? What's this? It's a pencil. What's this? What's this? It's a pen. What's this? What's this? It's a book. Repeat. Floor, room, ceiling, window. Listen. It's a floor, it's a room, it's a ceiling, it's a window. Let's practice. What's this? What's this? It's a floor. What's this? What's this? It's a room. What's this? What's this? It's a ceiling. What's this? What's this? It's a window. What's this? What's this? It's a table. What's this? What's this? It's a chair. What's this? What's this? It's a light. What's this? What's this? It's a wall. What's this? What's this? It's a pencil. What's this? What's this? It's a pen. What's this? What's this? It's a book. Repeat. Door, clock, box, picture. Listen. It's a door, it's a clock, it's a box, it's a picture. Let's practice. What's this? What's this? It's a door. What's this? What's this? It's a clock. What's this? What's this? It's a box. What's this? What's this? It's a picture. What's this? What's this? It's a floor. What's this? What's this? It's a room. What's this? What's this? It's a ceiling. What's this? What's this? It's a window. What's this? What's this? It's a table. What's this? What's this? It's a chair. What's this? What's this? It's a light. What's this? What's this? It's a wall. What's this? What's this? It's a pencil. What's this? What's this? It's a pen. What's this? What's this? It's a book. Very good. Repeat. Is this? Yes. Right, listen. In this part, we are going to practice answering questions with yes or no. But this time we're going to focus on positive answer. Like for example, is this a pen? Is this a pen? Yes, it's a pen. Is this a book? Is this a book? Yes, it's a book. So yes plus that it is pattern. Let's practice. Is this a pen? Is this a pen? Yes, it's a pen. Is this a pencil? Is this a pencil? Yes, it's a pencil. Is this a book? Is this a book? Yes, it's a book. Is this a table? Is this a table? Yes, it's a table. Is this a chair? Is this a chair? Yes, it's a chair. Is this a window? Is this a window? Yes, it's a window. Is this a ceiling? Is this a ceiling? Yes, it's a ceiling. Is this a light? Is this a light? Yes, it's a light. Is this a clock? Is this a clock? Yes, it's a clock. Is this a wall? Is this a wall? Yes, it's a wall. Is this a door? Is this a door? Yes, it's a door. Not wood door. It's a door. It's a door. All right. Yeah. Is this a picture? Is this a picture? Yes, it's a picture. Is this a room? Is this a room? Yes, it's a room. Is this a floor? Is this a floor? Yes, it's a floor. Is this a ceiling? Is this a ceiling? Yes, it's a ceiling. Very good. Repeat. No, it is not. Isn't. All right. Listen. So, for example, if I say, is this a pen? Is this a pen? Yes, it's a pen. Is this a pen? Is this a pen? No, it isn't a pen. It's a pencil. Remember to mention the word no, negative sentence or phrase, then positive phrase. Let's practice. Is this a pen? Is this a pen? Yes, it's a pen. Is this a pencil? Is this a pencil? Yes. Is this a pencil? Is this a pencil? No, it isn't. It's a. Very good. Is this a pen? Is this a pen? No, it isn't a pen. It's a. Very good. Is this a table? Is this a table? No, it isn't a table. It's a chair. Is this a chair? Is this a chair? No, it isn't a chair. It's a window. Is this a window? Is this a window? No, it isn't a window. It's a ceiling. Very good. Is this a ceiling? Is this a ceiling? No, it isn't a ceiling. It's a light. Is this a light? Is this a light? No, it isn't a light. It's a box. Is this a box? Is this a box? No, it isn't a box. It's a clock. Is this a clock? Is this a clock? No, it isn't a clock. It's a door. Is this a door? Is this a door? No, it isn't a door. It's a picture. Is this a picture? Is this a picture? No, it isn't a picture. It's a floor. Is this a floor? Is this a floor? No, it isn't a floor. It's a. Very good. Repeat. Long, short, the, contraction. Very good. Listen. So for example, in this chart, you can see the pen is long and the pencil is short. Again, the pen is long, contraction, the pen's long. Okay? The pencil is short, contraction, the pencil's short. Okay? Now, let's practice. Is the pen long? Is the pen long? Yes, the pen's long. Long. All right. Is the pencil short? Is the pencil short? Yes, the pencil's short. Very good. Let's practice. Is the pen short? Is the pen short? No, the pen isn't short. It's long. No, the pen isn't short. It's long. Very good. Is the pencil long? Is the pencil long? No, the pencil isn't long. It's short. Isn't long. It's short. All right. Is the room short? Is the room short? No, the room isn't short. It's long. Very good. Repeat. Large. Small. Very good. So for example, look at this book or look at this picture. You can see this box is large and this box is small. This box is small. This table's large. Always use the contraction. Let's practice. Is the table small? Is the table small? No, the table isn't small. It's large. Okay. Is the box large? Is the box large? No, the box isn't large. It's small. Repeat. City. Town. Not sitting. City. Town. Village. All right. Listen. So, for example, London, Windsor, and Grantchester. London is a city. Windsor is a town. Grantchester is a village. City, town, village. Okay, let's practice. Is Windsor, I'm sorry, is London a city? Is London a city? Yes, London's a city. All right. Is Windsor a town? Is Windsor a town? Yes, Windsor's a town. Very good. Is Grantchester a village? Is Grantchester a village? Yes, Grantchester's a village. All right. Is London a village? Is London a village? No, London isn't a village. It's a city. All right. Is Windsor a city? Is Windsor a city? No, Windsor isn't a city. It's a town. Very good. Is Grantchester a town? Is Grantchester a town? No, Grantchester isn't a town. It's a village. Repeat, or. Right, listen. This word or is used to ask question without answering yes or no. It means you are going to answer based on the choices. For example, is the table long or short? So you don't have to say yes, the table's long, yes, the table is short. No, you just choose the table's short. For example, is a city large or small? A city is large. Okay, let's practice. Is the table long or short? Is the table long or short? The table's short. That the table is very good. Is a city large or small? Is a city large or small? A city is large. Very good. Repeat. Man, woman, boy, girl. All right, listen. So for example, in this chart, this is a man, this is a woman, this is a boy, and this is a girl. So we say man, woman, boy, girl. Okay, let's practice. Is this a man? Is this a man? Yes, it's a man. Is this a woman? Is this a woman? Yes, it's a woman. Is this a boy? Is this a boy? Yes, it's a boy. Is this a girl? Is this a girl? Yes, it's a girl. Okay, let's practice. What's this? What's this? It's a man. What's this? What's this? It's a woman. What's this? What's this? It's a boy. What's this? What's this? It's a girl. Is this a girl? Is this a girl? No, it isn't a girl. It's a man. Is this a man? Is this a man? No, it isn't a man. It's a woman. Is this a woman? Is this a woman? No, it isn't a woman. It's a boy. Is this a boy? Is this a boy? No, it isn't a boy. It's a girl. Very good. Repeat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make it faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. On, under, in. All right, listen. So for example, I have here my book and also my pen. The pen's on the book. The pen's under the book. The pen's in the book. So we say on, under, in. Okay, let's practice. Is the pen on the book? Is the pen on the book? Yes, the pen's on the book. Is the pen under the book? Is the pen under the book? Yes, the pen's under the book. Is the pen in the book? Is the pen in the book? Yes, the pen's in the book. All right, is the pen in the book? Is the pen in the book? No, the pen isn't in the book. It's on the book. Is the pen on the book? Is the pen on the book? No, the pen isn't on the book. It's under the book. Is the pen under the book? Is the pen under the book? No, the pen isn't under the book. It's in the book. It's in the book. Very good. All right, repeat. Mr., Mrs., Jack, Anna. All right, listen. So this is the Brown's family. Hajime All right, so this is Mr. Brown, this is Mrs. Brown, this is Jack Brown, and this is Anna Brown. Repeat. Mr. Brown, Mrs. Brown, Jack Brown, Anna Brown. All right, let's practice. Is this Mr. Brown? Is this Mr. Brown? Yes, it's Mr. Brown. Is this Mrs. Brown? Is this Mrs. Brown? Yes, it's Mrs. Brown. Mrs. Brown. Is this Jack Brown? Is this Jack Brown? Yes, it's Jack Brown. Is this Anna Brown? Is this Anna Brown? Yes, it's Anna Brown. Let's practice more. Is this Anna Brown? Is this Anna Brown? No, it isn't Anna Brown. It isn't Anna Brown. It's Mr. Brown. Is this Mr. Brown? Is this Mr. Brown? No, it isn't Mr. Brown. It's Mrs. Brown. Is this Mrs. Brown? Is this Mrs. Brown? No, it isn't Mrs. Brown. It's Jack Brown. Is this Jack Brown? Is this Jack Brown? No, it isn't Jack Brown. It's Anna Brown. Very good. Repeat: black, white, green, brown. All right. For a while, let me just refresh. All right, listen. So this time we say, this pencil's black, this pencil's white, this pencil's green, this pencil's brown. We don't say the color of the pencil is black. We don't have to say that because the word black, white, green, and brown are colors already. You will create redundancy on that. So avoid saying color after the word, after the color or word like green, brown, etc. Okay, let's practice. What colors this pencil? What colors this pencil? This pencil's black. What colors this pencil? What colors this pencil? This pencil's white. What colors this pencil? What colors this pencil? This pencil's green. That is, this pencil's green. Okay, what colors this pencil? What colors this pencil? This pencil's brown. Very good. Repeat: 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's make it faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Repeat: where. Listen. So the word where is used to ask a question of a location or a place. Like, for example, this pen's on the book. Where's the book? Where's the book? The book's under the pen. Where's the pen? Where's the pen? The pen's on the book. So you're answering with the place or location. Let's practice. Where's the pen? Where's the pen? The pen's on the book. All right. Where's the book? Where's the book? The book's on the table. All right. Where's the pen? Where's the pen? The pen's under the book. All right. Now, where's the book? Where's the book? The book's on the door. All right. Where's the book? Where's the book? The book's on. Very good. Now, where's the light? Where's the light? The light's on the ceiling. All right. Repeat. I am, I'm. You are, your. He is, his. She is, she's. It is, its. Okay. Listen. So, for example, I'm saying, I'm Frank. I am Frank. Contraction. I'm Frank. You are hero. Contraction. You are hero. He is Mr. Brown. He's Mr. Brown. She's Mrs. Brown, etc. Let's practice. Am I Frank? Am I Frank? Yes, you're Frank. Are you hero? Are you hero? Yes. All right. Is he Mr. Brown? Is he Mr. Brown? Yes, it's Mr. Brown. Is she Mrs. Brown? Is she Mrs. Brown? Yes, she's Mrs. Brown. Very good. Repeat. I am not. I'm not. You are not. You aren't. He is not. He isn't. She is not. She isn't. It is not. It isn't. All right, listen. So this time we are answering yes or no questions again, but we are focusing on the negative sentence. Make sure to put contractions on all your answers. Let's practice. Am I Mrs. Brown? Am I Mrs. Brown? No, you aren't. Mrs. Brown, you're Frank. You are not, you aren't. You aren't Mrs. Brown, you're Frank. Okay. Are you Mr. Brown? Are you Mr. Brown? No, I'm not. Mr. Brown, I'm hero. Is he Mr. Smith? Is he Mr. Smith? No, he isn't. Mr. Smith, he's Mr. Brown. Not he is, his Mr. Brown. Very good. Is she Mr. Brown? Is she Mr. Brown? No, she isn't. Mr. Brown, she's Mrs. Brown. Repeat. In front of, behind, behind. So there are two pronunciation: behind or behind. Repeat. Me, you. All right, listen. So for example, the chairs in front of me. Okay, in front of me. The chairs behind me. Okay, the tables in front of me. Okay, the walls and the door are behind me. Okay, let's practice. Is the chair in front of me? Is the chair in front of me? No, the chair, no, the chair isn't in front of you, it's behind you. Uh, okay, now, is the chair in front of me? Is the chair in front of me? Yes, the chair's in front. All right. Now, is the chair behind me? Is the chair behind me? Yes, the chair's behind you. No, not behind of you, behind you. All right. Is the table in front of you? Is the table in front of you? Yes, the table's in front of me. Very good. Is the wall behind you? Is the wall behind you? Yes, the wall's behind. Okay. Now, where's the table? Where's the table? The table's in front of me. The tables in front of me. All right. Is the wall in front of you? Is the wall in front of you? No, the wall isn't in front of me. It's behind me. All right. Is the table behind me? Is the table behind me? No, the table isn't behind you. It's in front of you. It's in front of you. Okay, very good. Repeat: him, her, house. All right, listen. So, for example, the house is behind him, the house is behind her. So, for male, we say him. For female, we say her. Okay, so I say me, you, him, her. All right, let's practice. Is the house behind him? Is the house behind him? Yes, the house is behind him. Is the house behind her? Is the house behind her? Yes, the house is behind her. Now, where's the house? Where's the house? The house is behind him. Behind him. Behind him. All right, where's the house? Where's the house? The house is behind her. All right, are you behind her? Are you behind her? No, I'm not behind her. I'm in front of her. Am I in front of him? Am I in front of him? No, you aren't in front of him. You're behind him. Very good. Repeat: standing, sitting. All right, listen. So, for example, as of this moment, I'm sitting on the chair. I'm standing on the floor. Standing, sitting. Let's practice. Are you standing on the floor? Are you standing on the floor? No, I'm not. Standing on the floor. I'm sitting on the chair. Am I sitting on the chair? Am I sitting on the chair? Yes, you're sitting on the chair. Now, am I sitting on the chair? Am I sitting on the chair? No, you aren't. Sitting on the chair, you're standing in front. I'm sorry, you're standing on the floor. Okay, very good. Now, are you standing in front of me? Are you standing in front of me? No, I'm not. Standing in front of you, I'm sitting in front of you. In front of you. Very good. Repeat: taking from, putting on. All right, listen. So, for example, I'm taking the book from the table. Taking, noun, from. Taking the book from the table. Okay? I'm putting the book on the table. Putting, object, the book, plus on. I'm putting the book on the table. Let's practice. Am I taking the book from the table? Am I taking the book from the table? Yes, you're taking the book from the table. Am I putting the book on the table? Am I putting the book on the table? Yes, you're putting the book on the table. All right. Am I putting the book on the floor? Am I putting the book on the floor? No, you aren't. Putting the book on the floor, you're taking the book from the table. All right. Am I taking the pen from the table? Am I taking the pen from the table? No, you aren't. Taking the pen from the table, you're putting the book on the table. Repeat: opening, closing. Listen. So, for example, I'm opening the book, I'm closing the book. Okay, let's practice. Am I opening the book? Am I opening the book? Yes, you're opening the book. Am I closing the book? Am I closing the book? Yes, you're closing the book. Am I closing the door? Am I closing the door? No, you aren't. not you are not you aren't closing the door. You're opening the book. All right. Am I opening the window? Am I opening the window? No, you aren't opening the window. You're closing the book. Very good. Repeat. Doing. What am I doing? What am I? Very good. Listen. So the word doing, like for example, I'm taking the book. So taking, doing, opening, closing are in the same function. It is part of the helping verb are, is. You are taking the book. You are opening the book. I am putting the book on the table. Let's practice. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're taking the book from the table. Now, what am I doing? What am I doing? You're opening the book. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're closing the book. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're putting the book on the table. All right. So that is in paragraph number 12. That's the word. The last word is what am I doing? Wow, congratulations. You really did well in our first lesson in stage one. So as what I've said in our previous lesson, when it comes to your grammar structure, you are really good. But when it comes to the listening, you must challenge yourself to speak faster and to avoid translating those questions to Japanese and English. Okay? All right. So I hope you had fun, and I'm looking forward for more lessons with you in your stage one lesson. Maybe you will be finishing this one very soon. Thank you so much, Mr. Hero. Have a great day. Bye bye. What's this? What's this? Diamond water. Mhm. Okay, so that was stage one. That was our first lesson. I actually did his um, level check, and he's actually a little bit advanced. And I let him understand that Callan lesson is not about only grammar, but it has to compensate, or you have to incorporate your ability when it comes to your grammar in speaking and also avoiding translation. So it is important also that when you do level check, you really have to let the student understand what's Callan about. It's not just about, competing how fast you are in speaking English, but consistency when it comes to pronunciation, grammar, and speed. That's basically the main reason of Callan. It's not about how fast or how the student just pronounce, but really to balance these three elements when speaking English. All right. Stage one, but it took time for me to do the progress. All right. So for the next lesson, I will be having another Callan lesson, and this will be 4 and 3. I think she's one of my pioneering student when I started here at NativeCamp. And she has been doing Callan for quite long already, maybe 5 years. But she's very open-minded about learning more. So she always empty her cup. So maybe I hope she is better and getting better. I think last time we had our lesson, she was getting better. I remember the first time that we had our lesson, it was very what I call this one. She was very shy and she speaks very slow in speaking English. But during that previous lesson, she was really able to talk to me about something, and I'm so glad that she really continued learning English here at Native Camp. It really helps her to improve her speaking skills in English. So again, guys, I will be doing Callan lesson again from stage 4, and our reading will be stage 3. Perhaps I'm just going to use Native Camp's book. So I have 1 minute. Drink. I was not able to invite my co-teachers. Hold on. We just got the link and post it in our group. Hold on. Yeah, totally much slow. Oh, my students here. Hello. Yes, good morning and happy new year. Mhm. Oh, really? My gosh. Okay. What did you see? It's quite a long time not able to or conduct lesson with you. And I think we have to celebrate our 5 years, 6 years. No, here at Native Camp. When did you start? I think you started doing lesson here at Native Camp. I think you're one of my pioneering students. Yeah, first students here at Native Camp. Mm. Yes, you are. You are. And I actually asked you like you should cook gyoza for me. I always ask that from you. Okay. So anyway, you are doing a full new work again for stage 4. Mm-hmm. So we are going to start from paragraph number 301. Ah, yeah, yeah. Take your time. Mm, everything is okay? Okay. So let's get started with the revision part. Please look at the chart. Okay. Now, do you have any idea whether they speak German or not? Do you have any idea whether they speak German or not? No, I don't have any idea whether they speak German or not. Whether they speak German or not. All right. Can you tell me whether it'll rain tomorrow or not? Can you tell me whether it'll rain tomorrow or not? No, I can't tell you whether it'll rain tomorrow or not. Very good. Now, what's another use of the word weather? What's another use of the word weather? Another use of the word weather is when two possible actions have the same result. Give me an example, please. Give me an example, please. Whether it rains tomorrow or not, it rains. It rains tomorrow or not. I'll go for a walk. Okay, good. Now, what's the difference between these two sentences? I'm going to buy the car if it's cheap, and I'm going to buy the car if it's cheap or not. What's the difference between these two sentences? I'm going to buy the car if it's cheap, and I'm going to buy the car whether it's cheap or not. The difference between these two sentences is that the first sentence means I'm going to buy the car only if it's cheap, whereas the second sentence means I'm going to buy the car if it's cheap or expensive. The price is not important. The price is not important. Very good. What is the highest speed a car can go when you go in that when I'm sorry. What is the highest speed a car can go when in town in that country? What is the highest speed a car can go when in town in that country? The highest speed a car can go when in town in this country is perfect. Now, do you like unpleasant surprises? Do you like unpleasant surprises? No, I don't like unpleasant surprises. Very good. Does it surprise you when somebody from another country speaks your language? Does it surprise you when somebody from another country speaks your language? Yes, it surprises me when somebody from another country, another country speaks my language well. Very good. Is it a big struggle for you to get up on a cold winter's morning when you feel very tired? Is it a struggle for you to get up on a cold winter's morning when you feel very tired? Yes, it's a struggle for me to get up on a cold winter's morning when I feel very tired. Very tired. All right. Do you sometimes struggle to understand people when they speak English quickly? Do you sometimes struggle to understand people when they speak English quickly? Yes, I sometimes struggle to understand people when they speak English quickly. When they speak English quickly. Very good. Now, what surrounds that building? What surrounds that building? Other houses. Other houses surrounds this building. Okay. Another houses surround this building. Very good. Now, when did soldiers stop using swords in battle? When did soldiers stop using swords in battle? Soldiers stopped using swords in battle more than in battle more than 100 years ago. Okay. Now, do you think computers make your life easier or more difficult? Do you think computers make your life easier or more difficult? I think computers make my life. Oh my God. That's sad. Okay. Okay. Now, do you often use the internet for finding information? Do you often use the internet for finding information? Yes, no. I often use the internet for finding information. For finding information. Information. Very good. Yes. 4 plus Duran. Remember? Okay. Yes. Now, do you like shopping on the internet? Do you like shopping on the internet? Yes, no. I don't like shopping on the internet. What are some of the most popular websites in the world? What are some of the most popular websites in the world? Some of the most popular websites in the world are. Okay. Now, for example, I'm turning off the light on and off. Okay, so what am I doing? What am I doing? You're turning the light on and off. Now, do you turn off your computer when you go to bed at night? Do you turn off your computer when you go to bed at night? Yes, no. I turn off my computer when I go to bed at night. Computer off when I go. One more time. Yes, I turn off. I turn off my computer when I go to bed at night. Okay. Now, what does the word great mean? What does the word great mean? The word great generally means very good, but it can sometimes mean big or important. Not and big or important. All right. Give me an example of the word great meaning very good. Give me an example of the word great meaning very good. The film is great. I know a great restaurant. I know. Yes, I know a great restaurant near here. Very good. Now, who do you think is your greatest friend? Who do you think is your greatest friend? I think my greatest friend is. Very good. Now, tell me the names of some great people in history. Tell me the names of some great people in history. The names of some great people in history are Mahatma Gandhi, Albert Einstein, Marie Curie, etc. Okay. Now, who do you think was the greatest man that ever lived? Who do you think was the greatest man that ever lived? I think mhm, was the greatest man that ever lived. Ever lived. Okay. Now, which is the greatest city in your country? Which is the greatest city in your country? My country. Okay. Let's move on. Now, what is the past simple and the past participle of the verb to keep? What is the past simple and the past participle of the verb to keep? The past simple and the past participle of the verb to keep is kept. Have you ever kept any animals at home? Have you ever kept any animals at home? Yes, no. I've kept some animals at home. At home. Very good. What's the opposite of to keep a promise? What's the opposite of to keep a promise? The opposite of to keep a promise is to break a promise. To break a promise. Very good. Have you always kept your promises? Have you always kept your promises? Yes, no. I haven't always kept my promises. Sometimes I've broken them. All right. What's the past simple and the past participle of find? What's the past simple and the past participle of find? The past simple and the past participle of find is found. Now, did you find English very difficult when you began studying it? Did you find English very difficult when you began studying it? Yes, I found English very difficult when I began studying it. When I began studying it. All right. Have you ever found anything on the street worth a lot of money? Have you ever found anything on the street worth a lot of money? Yes, no. I've never found anything on the street worth a lot of money. Good. Now, what else do people do in the evening besides watching TV? What else do people do in the evening besides watching TV? People eat, read, go for walks, etc. Read, go for walks. Not for a walks, for walks. For walks. Etc. in the evening besides watching TV. All right. Do you study anything else besides English? Do you study anything else besides English? Yes, no. I study something else besides English. What else do you study? What else do you study? I also study. Mm, good. Now, does anybody else in your family speak English besides you? Does anybody else in your family speak English besides you? Yes, no. Somebody else in my family speaks English besides me. Okay. Now, what does the word fast mean? What does the word fast mean? The word fast means the same as quick or quickly. Are you a fast writer? Are you a fast writer? Yes, no. All right. Do you walk fast when the weather is very hot? Do you walk fast when the weather is very hot? No, I don't walk fast when the weather is very hot. When the weather is very hot. Weather is very hot. I walk slowly. All right, so that would be the last part of the revision. Good job. Wow, you become faster and faster, huh? Yeah, compared before, I remember that first lessons that we had, you're really struggling, but this time you're not struggling. Actually, I just make the speed a little bit faster to challenge your speed already because now you really speak very fast in your Callan lessons. A good job to that. Okay, so let's move on to your new work. Repeat music, dance, dance, rhythm, sense of rhythm. Not dance of rhythm, sense of rhythm. Okay, listen. So when you say music, it's a noun. Music is the sound we make that is pleasant to listen to. So there are two kinds of sounds, noise and music. Okay, so for example, songs are music to our ears. When you say dance, it's a verb. For example, I can dance well. I'm dancing now. I like to dance, perhaps. I like to go dancing very much with my friends. When you say rhythm, it's used as a noun. It means a repeated action or a repeated sound. So, for example, she dances in rhythm. So, for example, I can't dance well with the rhythm of the music. So, he doesn't have, or I don't have the sense of rhythm. Okay, let's practice. Do you go dancing very much? Do you go dancing very much? Yes, no. I don't go dancing very much. Not dance, dancing very much. Okay. Now, is it easier to dance well if you have a good sense of rhythm? Is it easier to dance well if you have a good sense of rhythm? Yes, no. It's easier to dance well if you have a good sense, a good sense of rhythm. Okay. Do you prefer dancing to fast or slow music? Do you prefer dancing to fast or slow music? I prefer dancing to mhm, music to fast music. All right. Repeat just done. All right, listen. So the word just can mean a short time ago, and it can also mean simply or only. So there are three forms of do. We have do, did, and done. So for example, I've just closed my book. I'm done reading it. Okay, let's practice. What are the three forms of do? What are the three forms of do? The three forms of do are do, did, done. All right. What does the word just mean? What does the word just mean? The word just can mean a short time ago, and it can also mean, and it can also mean simply and only. Very good. Now, what have I just done? What have I just done? You've just closed your book. Okay. Now, what have you just? Sorry. Have you just come into the room? Have you just come into the room? Yes. No. I haven't just come into the room. Now, when somebody makes you angry, do you say something or do you just stay quiet? When somebody makes you angry, do you say something or do you just stay quiet? When somebody makes me angry, I stay quiet. Okay. All right. Are there many shops in the place where you live or just a few? Are there many shops in the place where you live or just a few? There are. Hmm. In the place where I live. All right. Repeat. Real. Listen. So the word real is used as an adjective. So for example, you are a person. You are a real person. But James Bond is a person on TV only. He isn't a real person. Okay, so for example, I went to safari. I saw a real tiger. Okay, now let's practice. Have you ever seen a real tiger? Have you ever seen a real tiger? Yes, no. I've seen a real tiger. Is James Bond a real person? Is James Bond a real person? No. James Bond isn't a real person. Very good. Repeat probable. I'm sorry, improbable. Because I also say I'm probable. Okay, next. Probably. All right, listen. So the word probable and improbable are both adjectives. So probable means possible, improbable means the opposite, impossible. When you say probably, it's used as an adverb. Okay, it means possibly. So for example, today the sky is covered with clouds. It's probable that it will rain. Or it isn't probable that it will snow next summer. It's improbable. Okay, let's practice. Is it probable that it will snow next summer? Is it probable that it will snow next summer? No, it isn't probable that it will snow next summer. It's very improbable. All right. Are you probably going to finish all of the stages of the Callan method? Are you probably going to finish all the stages of the Callan method? Yes, no? Yes. Really? You just finished it. Yes, no. No, I'm probably not going to finish all of the stages of the Callan method. Hmm. Okay. Repeat. Possibility. Imagine. Construction. Construction. Not construction. Construction. Very good. Police. Police station. Park. First conditional. If plus present plus will do equals real possibility. Okay. Repeat. If I go to the park tomorrow, I will play football. Itimite. The park tomorrow, I will play football. All right, listen. So when you say possibility, again, something possible. Okay. Imagine is used also a noun. So it means that it's a form of picture or something in your mind to see how it's like or going to be like or to think of something that isn't real. Imagine. When you say construction, also known that it's also known as the pattern. Okay, so in English we usually have to familiarize ourselves with construction of sentences or phrases, or we call it patterns. So when you say police or police station, those are nouns. A police is another word for policeman. Police station is where the police works. So it is not where the police catch a train. Police station. All right. So for example, if I found something on the street worth a lot of money, I would definitely take it to the police station. Okay. So when you say, if I go to the park tomorrow, I will play football, this sentence means that I think there's a real possibility that I will go to the park tomorrow. And if I do, I will play football. So it communicates that we think something is a real possibility. Okay. Next is the second conditional. Repeat. If plus past plus would do equals only imagining. Okay. Repeat. If I went to the park tomorrow, if I went to the park tomorrow, to the park tomorrow, I would play football. Okay, so listen. So this time we're going to focus on the second conditional. A while ago, it was first conditional. So if I say, I went to the park tomorrow, I would play football, this sentence means that I think it is very improbable. It's impossible that I will go to the park tomorrow. I'm only imagining it. So the construction of the second conditional, uh, if plus past plus would do, is equal to only imagining. So it communicates that we are only imagining of this idea. So it is important to understand that in the second conditional, we use the past tense or past simple after if, but we are not thinking about the past time. It's only the construction of the grammar. These are the example. If I had 1 million, I would buy a house. If you went to the cinema tomorrow, we would see a film, etc. Let's have two sentences here. Okay. When do we use the first conditional? When do we use the first conditional? We use the first conditional to communicate that we think something is a real possibility. Give me an example, please. Give me an example, please. If he sees his friend, he will say hello. Now, when do we use the second conditional? When do we use the second conditional? We use the second conditional to communicate that we are only imagining something. Give an example, please. Give an example, please. If she went to the North Pole, she would feel very cold. If they were stronger, they would be able to lift the table. Okay, very good. All right, so I think we're just gonna finish here. That would be in paragraph number 311. Okay, so let's move on to your stage 3 book. Let's have the reading in paragraph number 209. Hold on. Okay, you start from the word promise. Yes. Okay, very good. So that would be all for the stage 3. Now let's move on to stage 4 and start paragraph number 211. Do you have your book? Okay. Mm-hmm. I can't. Mm-hmm. One more time. It's not broad, it's broad. Broad. Mm-hmm. All right, we're just gonna stop there because we only have 18 seconds in our lesson. So, Mommy Keiko, thank you so much. Wow, I'm very impressed with your progress. Your other teacher must be doing well on your lessons also. Thank you so much. Yes, we just finished our stage 4 lessons, and my student was able to progress her stage in reading stage 3 to stage 4. So, again, guys, it's very important that you really have to um, celebrate with your students when it comes to new progress, transitions to a new stage. Wait, I have to focus. Kaya lahat ng mga ginagawa ko, guys, I really just shut up and focus on progress talaga. Kasi kapag nagkamali ka dito, sunod-sunod na yan. So, you really have to make sure na tama yung mga ginagawa mo. Yeah. Stage 4. 212. Broad. Nani. Then make a note to the next teacher to proceed. So stage 4 siya, natapos na siya sa stage 4, so proceed to stage 3 QSR. So yung note dyan, hindi naman nababasa ng student yan. So you have to make sure that you have to give a note to your teacher para hindi siya GG mamaya. Alright, pagkatapos ng QSR nila, proceed na naman sa stage 4, full stage revision. Yay! Next lesson. Parang familiar yung book, yung name. Familiar nga. Siguro. So our lesson will be stage 11 and stage 8 yung reading. And by the way, guys, I just want to greet you all. Happy, 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 happy payday. Sa lahat pala ng mga teachers natin today. Happy, happy payday. And spend your money wisely. Save something for the future, okay? So 58, I still have 2 minutes prior to our lessons. So don't worry, guys, this live streaming, it will really take a lot of time to finish this. But Um, I will be uploading this one also in our YouTube channel so that you can review, or kung gusto nyo lang panoorin ako at i-critique, that would be okay. So make sure that you comment also your critique and also anything that you want to say. And if you want to help other teachers also on what are the points that they need to remember when it comes to teaching Callan, you can actually just comment those, and I will try to make sure that I will be putting those points in our next videos or maybe next live streaming. So maganda ba guys yung t-shirt ko? Pinagawa ko lang to. Sobrang init kasi ngayon dito sa Philippines. So, lalo na dito sa Cebu. So, I was thinking that a shirt would do as long as there's a native camp. It will suffice already. It will. Pero yung buhok, hindi talaga siya prepared. What I'm gonna do, baka malate pa ako. Right, to all my students, thank you so much for watching. And for my co-teachers, thank you so much for your support, guys. So, in my next video, guys, I will be sharing you yung tawag dito, pre-recorded video ko sa YouTube. I will be sharing you guys my travel tools when doing native camp lessons. So, lately, I was doing travels or a lot of travels. So, ipapakita ko sa inyo what are those simple tools that can... Okay, I have students already. Hello, welcome back. Yeah, it's been a while. But anyway, I totally understand because during that time I was I decided to go back to school in the university and I cannot open a lot of time or a lot of slots for lessons. So yes, so sumimasen. Yes, I went back to university. Mhm. I am now learning like broadly English education. Yes, so yeah, I am already a teacher, but I really want to, teach the standard way and learn more. I believe on the saying on this quote that lifelong leaders are lifelong learners. So if you're good of something, don't stop learning about it so that you can be better on that craft. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I think my book is ready here. Are you ready to answer these questions? Okay, so please answer the following questions. Now, by learning the language of a country, do you think one automatically acquires some knowledge of that country's culture? By learning the language of a country, do you think one automatically requires some knowledge of the country's culture? Yes, no. By learning the language of a country, I think one automatically acquires some knowledge of that country's culture. Very good. Do people in jobs that require hard physical labor often need to retire earlier than those in office jobs? Do people in jobs that require hard physical labor often need to retire earlier than those in office jobs? Yes, people in jobs that require hard physical labor often need to retire earlier than those in office jobs. Okay. Now, if somebody is sentenced to a certain period of time in prison, do you agree? Do you agree they should be released early for good behavior? If somebody is sentenced to a certain period of time in prison, do you agree they should be released early for good behavior? Yes, no. If somebody is sentenced to a certain period of time in prison, I agree they should be released early for good behavior. Okay. Now, supposing you missed 2 weeks of lessons, would it be tricky to catch up with the rest of the students in the class? Supposing you missed 2 weeks of lessons, would it be tricky to catch up the rest of the students in the class? Yes, no. Supposing I missed 2 weeks of lessons, it'd be tricky to catch up with the rest of the students in the class. Very good. Now, what's the opposite of nice? What's the opposite of nice? The opposite of nice is nice. nasty. Now give me an example, please. Give an example, please. There was a nasty smell coming from the hotel kitchen. Very good. Now, why do children find long car journeys hard to endure? Why do children find long car journeys hard to endure? Children find long car journeys hard to endure because they find it difficult to sit still for a long time. Very good. Next. Now, what does an editor in a publishing company do? What does an editor in a publishing company do? An editor in a publishing company edits books, making changes to the text and correcting mistakes so that the work is ready to be published. Very good. Now, name a country that uses a lot of spices in its cuisine. Name a country that uses a lot of spices in its cuisine. In India, is a country that uses a lot of spices in its cuisine. Okay, do you like spicy food? You like spicy food? Yes, no. I like spicy food. Very good. Now, would you agree that women generally show their affection for others more easily than men? Would you agree that women generally show their affection for others more easily than men? Yes, no. I agree that women generally show their affection for others more easily than men. Very good. Now, if someone says they work as a chemist, what kind of work do they do? If someone says they work as a chemist, what kind of work do they do? If someone says they work as a chemist, they either work as a scientist in the field of chemistry or they work in a chemist selling medicine to the public. Good. Now, which domestic appliance do you feel saves people the most time? Which domestic appliance do you feel saves people the most time? The domestic appliance I feel saves people the most time is washing machine. Okay, laundry machine or washing machine. That's okay. Yeah, I really agree with that. Okay. Now, if there's a lack of harmony in a marriage over a long period, what can it lead to? If there's a lack of harmony in a marriage over a long period, what can it lead to? If there's a lack of harmony in a marriage over a long period, it can lead to divorce. Very good. Now, why do more road accidents occur when it rains? Why do more road accidents occur when it rains? More road accidents occur when it rains because roads are slippery and motorists find it difficult to see. Okay. Now, does it ever occur to you that perhaps you should adopt a healthier lifestyle? Does it ever occur to you that perhaps you should adopt a healthier lifestyle? Yes, no. Yes. It sometimes occurs to me that perhaps I should adopt a healthier lifestyle. Okay, good. Now, make a sentence with the word cute, please. Make a sentence with the word cute, please. The baby looked so cute. I'm sorry. The baby looked so cute with a ribbon in her hair. Another example, please. I thought the shop assistant was cute, but I was too shy to introduce myself. Very good. What's a beast? What's a beast? A beast is a large and dangerous animal, such as a gorilla. Very good. Now, what do you mean by a grain of sand and a grain of rice? What do you mean by a grain of sand or a grain of rice? By a grain of sand or a grain of rice, we mean one small particle of sand or rice. Okay. Does your country produce the majority of its grain domestically or does it import most of it? Does your country produce the majority of its grain domestically or does it import most of it? My country produces of its grain domestically. Very good. Now, what part of the body is this? What part of the body is this? Oh my God, I don't want to show my hip. It's so big. Thank you. I don't have to show mine. Okay. All right. Do the majority of the inhabitants of your town live in houses or apartments? Do the majority of the inhabitants of your town live in houses or apartments? The majority of the inhabitants of my town live in Okay. Now, why is it particularly important for people who live in apartments to be considerate towards their neighbors? Why is it particularly important for people who live in apartments to be considerate towards their neighbors? It's particularly important for people who live in apartments to be considerate towards their neighbors because. Mhm. Yes, good. Now give me an example of the verb draw used with the basic meaning of move, please. Give me an example of the verb draw used with the basic meaning of move, please. The car drew away from the traffic lights very slowly. Okay, very good. Next, tell me briefly about a marvelous vacation you've had or would like to have. Tell me briefly about a marvelous vacation you've had or would like to have. A marvelous vacation I've had or would like to have. Mhm. Mhm. Next summer. Wow, I have a suggestion too. Yes, it's just near the airport. Yeah, near the airport there are a lot of good. Actually, I usually go there every week. Yeah, just to experience that scenery that you are imagining now. Actually, mm, really, Manila. Manila, it's I mean, the beaches are very far from the Manila airport, but in Cebu, it's very near. You can actually just select any beaches to stay. Yeah. So actually, this Sunday I will be going. I don't know. I think tomorrow night. Yeah, tomorrow night, Saturday. Yes, I will be having overnight camping. Mm, yeah. Yes, but only me. I don't want to be with together with other people, so that to avoid, corona. Yes, yes, yes. Social distancing. Okay. So this time, let's continue. Hold on. Six. Okay. Let's start from the household. Now, how many people in your household comprised of? How many people in your household comprised of? My household is comprised of. All right. What's your least favorite household chore? What's your least favorite household chore? My least favorite household chore is. Okay. Now name some situations in which it's common for people to panic. Name some situations in which it's common for people to panic. Some situations in which it's common for people to panic are during an exam, when performing on stage, etc. All right. If guard dogs hear footsteps in the middle of the night, do they start barking loudly? If guard dogs hear footsteps in the middle of the night, do they start barking loudly? Yes. If guard dogs hear footsteps in the middle of the night, they start barking loudly. Very good. Do burglars tend to avoid burgling properties that have guard dogs? The burglars tend to avoid burgling properties that have guard dogs. Yes, burglars tend to avoid burgling. Mhm. Properties that have guard dogs. Okay. All right. So that would be all. Let's move on to new work. Repeat: shrink, shrank, shrunk. Market. All right, listen. So the word shrink is used as a verb. It means to become smaller in amount, size, or value. I always have a joke. Like, for example, I'm now getting fatter. So I always blame my shirt. I would say, oh, my shirt shrinks. Okay, so again, the three forms of shrink are shrink, shrunk, shrunk. So, for example, washing it at a very excessive high temperature causes clothes to shrink. When you say market, it's used as a noun. It is the activity of buying and selling of a particular product. So, for example, I don't think the market for new cars in my country has shrunk in recent years because, as you notice, there are a lot of cars on the roads right now that cause traffic. Let's practice. What causes certain clothes to shrink when they're washed? What causes certain clothes to shrink when they're washed? Washing at an excessively high temperature causes certain clothes to shrink when they're washed. Okay. Do you think the market for new cars in your country has shrunk in recent years? Do you think the market for new cars in your country has shrunk in recent years? Yes, no. I think the market for new cars in my country has shrunk in recent years. All right. Repeat. Puzzled. Listen. So the word puzzled is used as an adjective. So it is a feeling or showing confusion about something. It is difficult to understand. Like for example, if I say John had a puzzled expression in his face, I mean he looked very confused about the topic. Really? What's that? Nani? Okaranai, like that. So, what do I mean if I say John had a puzzled expression in his face? What do I mean if I say John had a puzzled expression in his face? If you say John had a puzzled expression on his face, you mean he looked confused. Repeat. Peak. Summit. Mhm. Considerable. All right, listen. So when you say considerable, it's used as an adjective. It means large in size, amount, or quantity. For example, we receive a considerable number of emails from the customers. Okay, when you say peak, it's also used as a noun. We call the top of a mountain the peak. Okay, when you say peak, it's also used as an adjective. It means relating to the highest level, price, rate, etc. that something reaches. So, for example, there is a considerable increase in traffic during peak hours on the main roads because people rush home or go to work. When you say summit, it's also used as a noun. It's a synonym of the word peak. For example, only a few reach the summit of Mount Everest. Let's practice. What do we call the top of a mountain? What do we call the top of a mountain? We call the top of a mountain the peak or summit. All right. In this part or in that part of town, is there a considerable increase in traffic during peak hours? In that part of town, is there a considerable increase in traffic during peak hours? Yes, no. In this part of town, there isn't a considerable increase in traffic during peak hours. All right. Repeat. Feel like. Feel up to. All right, listen. So when you say feel like, it's used as a verb. It means to want to have or do something. So for example, I'm really sad. I feel like crying. Like that. When you say feel up to, it's a verb. It means to have energy to do something. Like for example, if I had a nasty cold one weekend and I feel up to going out. So I just stay at home and rest. So I don't have the energy to do it. Okay. Oh, I really like the new movie. It makes me motivated. I feel up to work more with my stage fright. All right, let's practice. Now, what do you feel like doing this evening? What do you feel like doing this evening? I feel like this evening. I think there's a celebration should be. Okay. Now, if you had a nasty cold one weekend and didn't feel up to going out, what would you do instead? If you had a nasty cold one weekend and didn't feel up to going out, what would you do instead? If I had a nasty cold one weekend and didn't feel up to going out, I'd instead. All right. Repeat. Frustrate. Silly. All right, listen. So the word frustrate is used as a verb. It means to annoy someone or cause someone to be disappointed or discouraged. So, for example, they're getting really frustrated with a delay, like that. So, for example, I was waiting for a long time for someone and I easily got frustrated, wasting my time. When you say silly, it's also used as an adjective. It means having or showing a lack of thought, understanding, or good judgment. It could be foolish or stupid. So, for example, I feel frustrated when I make silly mistakes. Okay, and I want to correct it as soon as possible. Let's practice. Now, do you feel frustrated when you make silly mistakes? Do you feel frustrated when you make silly mistake? Yes, I feel frustrated when I make silly mistakes. Very good. Repeat. Pull in, pull out. All right, listen. So the pull in equals draw in, like moving in. Pull out means draw out. or moving out. Okay. So, for example, the train pulled in on time. When you say pull out, it's a verb, the opposite of pull in. I'd feel frustrated if the train I'd hoped to catch was pulling out from the platform just as I arrived. Like, I'm here, where you're going? I usually have that experience in Kanagawa Station, no, Chujido Station most of the time. I Yeah, I actually live in Kanagawa before and maybe in the future. Hmm. Yeah, future or I usually um visit that place. Mm. It's actually a little bit far. Yeah, and I'm more acquainted with the Terrace Mall, very near from Terrace Mall. You know this one. Yes, it's a very big one, and I love staying there most of the time. Yeah, mm. Ah, Chijido. Yeah, that's why. It's actually just 5 minutes or 3 minutes away from our apartment. Yeah. Hmm. Most of the time, I just go there for tourist visit. And sometimes I teach English to an English cafe in Shimokitazawa. Yeah, yeah. Not really working. I was able to be acquainted with a British teacher there, and he promised me that every time I go to Japan, I can just sit in with whenever I want and have my conversation with her student or his students and be paid. So every time I go there, I always find time to go there and have my instant work. Or sometimes no work, just a free beer. Just kidding. Yeah, you should go there. The name is Neil's Place. Yeah, Neil's Place. Huh? I'm sorry. My typing is getting weird. Yeah, this is the that one is the Neil's Place. So you should be there at exactly 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That's the time that this place will become an English cafe. So the English British teacher or the British teacher will be there together with her angel, his angels. I'm one of the angels if I will be there. Yeah, we call ourselves angels. So we're the one assisting him and until 5 p.m. And at exactly I think they have a break for 1 hour, 5 to 6, 6 until 10. Most of the time, it became drinking bar. Yeah, so it's a good transition anyway. But it's British pub, okay? It's a British pub. It's amazing, actually. You should, and just tell him that I was the one telling it. And he must be laughing. Yes. Anyway, so that would be paragraph number 958. Um, Pull out. And let's move on to stage 8. And you start 684. Last word was Netherlands. You start from 685. 685, which is the heaviest land animal. Mhm. Okay, so we're just gonna stop there. The last reading is in job interviews. Last page is 686. Okay. Right. So I already have all the notes here. So thank you so much for doing your best and that sharing. Yeah, you should try Neil's place also. It's fun place. Thank you so much. Okay, GG, sir. Na GG ako, sir. My God. Pag stage 11 talaga na. Okay lang. Pasado naman. My goodness. Stage 11. Progress. 9. Oh, new word. 9. What was that? 958. 4 months not taking Callan lessons and then stage 11, it would be very usual lang na magsa-stutter ka. But you should keep improving then. 685. 86. Sure na yan. Tama na yung mga progress natin. All right, so this would be my last lesson for today's live streaming, guys. This would be another Callan lesson. But si student, nag-request siya. Meron siyang request sa akin. So she has been my student for quite long, and she finishes already the Callan lesson. Actually, mga 5 times na siyang nagka-Callan. Stage 12, tapos na. Business Callan, tapos na. So what she just wanted to do is, to do her way. Like she wanted to have the Callan way first, 5 pages, and then after 5 pages, I have to go back to to the same question, and then let her answer by herself. I think it is not allowed to do that at NativeCamp, but in my case, I totally agree with her idea. Kasi, ano naman, okay lang naman. Diba? I know some of the trainers, or it is not, it is actually prohibited to do it. I tried to advise my student not to do it, but actually, for me, it works well for her. So for me, the method might work well for those students who have not able, or I mean, hindi pa alam yung mga yung Callan lesson. But once they already had a lot of Callan lessons, like na-finish na niya yung Callan many times, like 6 times, stage 12, tapos niya talaga lahat. I give them the freedom to choose what way I can help them more learn English. So, okay lang naman yun. So, if you have any, what do you call this one? Mga tawag dito, against sa idea ko, you can actually comment below. Pero sa akin talaga, I please my students. I please my students. Pero pag bago pa si student sa Callan na tapos marami na siyang request, of course, it's a no. No, 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 no. Pero kapag mga 6 times tapos na yung stage 12, pwede na yan. But, pwede palang ma-change to, no? Hello! What happened? uh, okay. Oh, really? So you blame. Technically, you blamed me wrongly. Okay, but it's okay. I totally understand. Sometimes it happens. It cannot be controlled. So I was like, oh my god, why she was not able to take my lesson yesterday? But anyway, I just used the time nicely. So I just read my book anyway. I was reading this book, so still thank you for giving me time to read the book. Yes, it's your present to me. Happy New Year. All right, so we're gonna continue your full stage revision for stage 3 one more time. Hold on for a while. Let me just open the textbook. Hmm. Okay, so let's get started. Please answer the following questions, Callan. Can we see the sun in the sky during the night? Can we see the sun in the sky during the night? No, we can't see the sun in the sky during the night. But we can see the moon and the stars. All right, what colors the moon? What colors the moon? The moon's the color of silver. Not the color of silver. Not the color of silver. The color of silver. All right. Can we count the stars? Can we count the stars? No, we can't count the stars. All right. Of these 3 subjects, mathematics, history, and geography, which do you like the most? Of these 3 subjects, mathematics, history, and geography, which do you like the most? Of those 3 subjects, mathematics, history, and geography, I like mm, not geography the most. Okay. How many subjects must children generally study at school? How many subjects must children generally study at school? Children must generally study about 8 subjects at school. Do you like the subject of mathematics? Do you like the subject of mathematics? Yes, no. I don't like the subject of mathematics. Okay, what do we do when we get up in the morning? What do we do when we get up in the morning? We wash and dress when we get up in the morning. All right, do you dress before washing? Do you dress before washing? Yes, no. I dress. I don't dress and dress before washing. I wash before dressing. Okay. What do we wash our hands with? What do we wash our hands with? We wash our hands with soap and water. All right, not soup, soap and water. Miso soup. Okay, one more time. Wow. Okay, one more time. What do we wash our hands with? What do we wash our hands with? We wash our hands with soap and water. All right. What do we wash our hair with? What do we wash our hair with? We wash our hair with shampoo. Is it hot in Finland? Is it hot in Finland? No, it isn't hot in Finland. It's cold. Is it warm in autumn? Is it warm in autumn? No, it isn't warm in autumn. It's cool. It's cool. Now, is it hotter in winter than in summer? Is it hotter in winter than in summer? No, it isn't hotter in winter than in summer. It's colder in winter than in summer. It's colder. It's colder in winter than in summer. Very good. Now, which is one of the hottest countries in the world? Which is one of the hottest countries in the world? India is one of the hottest countries in the world. Now, which is one of the coldest countries, or which is one of the coldest countries in the world? Finland is one of the coldest. Finland is one of the coldest countries in the world. Is it hot in Finland? Is it hot in Scandinavia as in Spain? Is it as hot in Scandinavia as in Spain? No, it isn't as hot in Scandinavia as in Spain. It's colder in Scandinavia than in Spain. Very good. For example, I'm tasting my finger. So what am I doing? What am I doing? You're tasting your finger. Do you like the taste of tea without sugar? Do you like the taste of tea without sugar? Yes, no? I like the taste of tea without sugar. Now, what do we taste with? What do we taste with? We taste with our tongues. Not tongues, tongues. Okay. Now, what's the difference between as many as and as much as? What's the difference between as many as and as much as? The difference between as many as and as much as is that we use as many as for things we can count, and as much as for things we can't count. Okay. Have I got as many fingers on my left hand as on my right? Have I got as many fingers on my left hand as on my right? Yes, you've got as many fingers on your left hand as on your right. As on your Okay. Do you eat as much food for dinner as you do for lunch? Do you eat as much food for dinner as you do for lunch? Yes, no. I don't eat as much food for dinner as I do for lunch. As I do for lunch. I eat less food for dinner as than I do for lunch. Okay, good. Now, have we got as many feet as fingers? Have we got as many feet as fingers? No, we haven't got as many feet as fingers. We've got fewer feet than fingers. Than fingers. All right. Do you drink as much fruit juice as water? Do you drink as much fruit juice as water? No, I don't drink as much fruit juice as water. Juice as water. I drink less fruit juice than water. Okay. Now, do you think you read as many books as your father? Do you think do you think you read as many books as your father? Yes, no. I don't think I read as many books as my father. I think I read fewer books than my father. Okay. Now, do you send cards to your friends at Christmas time? Do you send cards to your friends at Christmas time? Yes, no. I don't send cards to my friends at Christmas time. Do you send postcards to your friends and family when you go on holiday? Do you send postcards to your friends and family when you go on holiday? Yes, no. I don't send postcards to my friends and family when I go on holiday. When you go on holiday, you take photos with a camera or with your phone. When you go on holiday, you take photos with a camera or with your phone. When I go on holiday, I take photos with my phone. Okay. What's the opposite of send? What's the opposite of send? The opposite of send is receive. Do you receive more letters than emails? Do you receive more letters than emails? No, I don't receive more letters than emails. I receive fewer letters than emails. Can you email people from your mobile phone? Can you email people from your mobile phone? Yes, no. I can email people from my mobile phone. All right. Do you reply to all the emails you receive? Do you reply to all the emails you receive? No, I don't reply to all the emails I receive. I only reply to some of them. Very good. Do you usually contact your friends by texting them or by phoning them? Do you usually contact your friends by texting them or by phoning them? I generally contact my friends by texting them or by phoning. Okay. Now, if you want to send somebody a quick message, do you write a text or an email? If you want to send somebody a quick message, do you write a text or an email? If I want to send somebody a quick message, I write. Mhm. Okay, good. Now, what's the difference between a house and a flat? What's the difference between a house and a flat? The difference between a house and a flat is that a house is a building, whereas a flat is a part of a building. Is a part of a building. Very good. Now, what do we call a building which is divided into many flats? What do we call a building which is divided into many flats? We call a building which is divided into many flats, a block of flats. A block of flats. All right. Do you live in a house? Do you live in a house? Yes, no. I don't live in a house. I live in a flat. Good job. All right. So let's try to do it one more time. You requested? You just answer by yourself? All right, hold on. Yeah. Can we see the sun in the sky during the night? Can we see the sun in the sky during the night? Mm-hmm. But? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the stars. What colors the moon? What colors the moon? The moon's the color of silver. Okay. Now can we count the stars? Can we count the stars? Okay. Now of these three subjects, mathematics, history, and geography, which do you like the most? Of these three subjects, mathematics, history, and geography, which do you like the most? Of those? Mm-hmm. Mathematics. I like. Mm-hmm. About how many subjects must children generally study at school? About how many subjects must children generally study at school? All right. Do you like the subject of mathematics? Do you like the subject of mathematics? What do we do when we get up in the morning? What do we do when we get up in the morning? Mm-hmm. Now, do you dress before washing? Do you dress before washing? Okay. Now, what do we wash our hands with? What do we wash our hands with? Now, what do we wash our hair with? What do we wash our hair with? Mm-hmm. Okay. Is it hot in Finland? Is it hot in Finland? Is it warm in autumn? Is it warm in autumn? All right. Okay. Now, is it hotter in winter than in summer? Is it hotter in winter than in summer? In winter. It's colder. Not autumn, winter. We're talking about winter and summer. Okay, one more time. Is it hotter in winter than in summer? Is it hotter in winter than in summer? Winter. Okay. Now, which is one of the hottest countries in the world? Which is one of the hottest countries in the world? One of the most hottest? One of the hottest. Mm-hmm. Which is one of the coldest countries in the world? Which is one of the coldest countries in the world? One of the coldest. Not country. One of the coldest countries in the world. Not most coldest. Not most cold. One of the coldest countries. Okay, one more time. Which is one of the coldest countries in the world? Mm-hmm. Now, is it as hot in Scandinavia as in Spain? Is it as hot in Scandinavia as in Spain? No, it isn't. In Scandinavia. Mm-hmm. In Scandinavia, as in Spain. In Scandinavia, as in Spain, it's colder in Scandinavia than in Spain. One more time. Is it as hot in Scandinavia as in Spain? No, it isn't. As hot in Scandinavia as in Spain, it's colder in Scandinavia than in Spain. All right, we'll practice that one later. So what am I doing? What am I doing? Do you like the taste of tea without sugar? Do you like the taste of tea without sugar? Yes, no. Okay. Now, what do we taste with? What do we taste with? We taste with. Okay. What's the difference between as many as and as much as? What's the difference between as many as and as much as? The difference? As much as? we use for things. Hmm. For things we can't. Now, have I got as many fingers on my left hand as on my right? Have I got as many fingers on my left hand as on my right? As on your right. Okay. Do you eat as much food for dinner as you do for lunch? Do you eat as much food for dinner as you do for lunch? Yes, no. I don't eat as much food for dinner. Food for dinner than I do. Okay, good. Now, have we got as many feet as fingers? Have we got as many feet as fingers? No, we haven't. As fingers. We've got 10 fingers. All right. Now, do you drink as much fruit juice as water? Do you drink as much fruit juice as water? No, I don't. As much fruit juice as water. I drink. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, do you think you read as many books as your father? Do you think you read as many books as your father? Not I drink, I think. One more time. No, I don't think. Hmm. I think. Read fewer, not less, fewer. Okay. Remember, we don't use the word less there because the book is a countable noun. Okay, so we use fewer instead. Okay. One more time. Now, do you send cards to your friends at Christmas time? Do you send cards to your friends at Christmas time? Yes, no. At? Right. Do you send postcards to your friends and family when you go on holiday? Do you send postcards to your friends and family when you go on holiday? Yes, no. Okay. Now, when you go on holiday, do you take photos with a camera with your phone? When you go on holiday, do you take photos with a camera or with your phone when I go on holiday? Mm-hmm. Photos with your phone. Okay, splendid. Now, what's the opposite of send? What's the opposite of send? The opposite of send? Good. Now, do you receive more letters than emails? Do you receive more letters than emails? No. I receive letters. Oh, okay. Now, can you email people from your mobile phone? Can you email people from your mobile phone? Yes, no. I can email people. Hmm. Okay, remember this one, this part, email. We are using the word email not as a noun, but as a verb. Okay, so email can be used as a verb or a noun. Okay, one more time. Can you email people from your mobile phone? I can't. Yes, I can. Mm-hmm. People from. Okay, it's okay. Now, do you reply to all the emails you receive? Do you reply to all the emails you receive? Emails. Mm-hmm. I only reply to some of them. Very good. Now, do you generally contact your friends by texting them or by phoning them? Do you generally contact your friends by texting them or by phoning them? I generally by texting them. All right. If you want to the cinema, uh, I'm sorry. If you want to send somebody a quick message, do you write a text or an email? If you want to send somebody a quick message, do you write or a text or an email? Okay. Now, what's the difference between a house and a flat? What's the difference between a house and a flat? Is that a house is a building, whereas part. Very good. Now, what do we call a building which is divided into many flats? What do we call a building which is divided into many flats? We call a building which is divided into many flats a block of flats. Again, we call a building which is divided into many flats a block of flats. Okay, last question. Do you live in a house? Do you live in a house? Yes, no. I live in a. Okay, very good. So I'm just going to take note here. That would be paragraph number 160. Last word was house or block. Okay, so we still have 5 minutes left. So let's try to do it one more time. Okay. I want to practice. I really want you to focus on little pages, but make it smoothly splendid. Okay. Okay, let's practice. What other words can we use instead of whereas? What other words we can use instead of whereas? We can use while and whilst instead of whereas. Which word do we use the most when we speak? Which word do we use when we speak? We generally use whereas the most when we speak. Okay, is that an old building you're in at the moment? Is that an old building you're in at the moment? Yes. No. No. Yes, this is an old building I'm in at the moment. All right. Are your shoes new? Are your shoes new? Yes, no. My shoes aren't new. They're old. Now, is your shirt older than your shoes? Is your shirt older than your shoes? No, my shirt isn't older than my shoes. It's newer than my shoes. Now, what's the newest thing you're wearing? What's the newest thing you're wearing? My is the newest thing I'm wearing. Very good. What's the difference between new and young? What's the difference between new and young? The difference between new and young is that we use new for things, whereas we use young for people. Okay. Is Miss Brown an old woman? Is Miss Brown an old woman? No. Miss Brown isn't an old woman. She's a young girl. All right. Are you older than your mother? Are you older than your mother? No, I'm not older than my mother. I'm younger than my mother. Now, who's the youngest person in your family? Who's the youngest person in your family? Very good. So, for example, I'm putting my hand on the table. So, what am I doing? What am I doing? You're putting your hand on the table, not hand on the table. Very good. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're taking your hand off the table. Now, for example, I'm putting my hat on. So, what am I doing? What am I doing? You're putting your hat on. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're taking your hat off. Very good. Now, what do we put on when we go out in winter? What do we put on when we go out in winter? We put our hats and coats on. Coats, coats on when we go out in winter. Now, what do we take off when we come into a building? What do we take off when we come into a building? We take our hats and coats off when we come into a building. Very good. Now, what are the two most important holidays of the year in Europe? What are the two most important holidays of the year in Europe? The two most important holidays of the year in Europe are Christmas and Easter. When's Christmas? When's Christmas? Christmas is on the 25th of December. When's Easter? When's Easter? Easter's in spring, either in March or in April. All right. Is this box empty? Is this box empty? No, that box isn't empty. It's full. Are your pockets full of money? Are your pockets full of money? Yes, no. My pockets aren't full of money. Is your stomach empty after a large meal? Is your stomach empty after a large meal? No, my stomach isn't empty after a large meal. It's full. All right. Are the streets full of people during the night? Are the streets full of people during the night? No, the streets aren't full of people during the night. They're empty during the night. Can we see the sun in the sky during the night? Can we see the sun in the sky during the night? No, we can't see the sun in the sky during the night, but we can see the moon and the stars. What color is the moon? What the color is the moon? The moon's the color of silver. Gold. The moon's the color of silver. Okay. What color is the sun? What color is the sun? The sun's the color of gold. Now, can we count the stars? Can we count the stars? No, we can't count the stars. Of these three subjects, mathematics, history, and geography, which do you like the most? Of these three subjects, mathematics, history, and geography, which do you like the most? Of those three subjects, mathematics, history, and geography, I like the most. Okay, about how many subjects must children generally study at school? About how many subjects must children generally study at school? Children must generally study about 8 subjects at school. Do you like the subject of mathematics? Do you like the subject of mathematics? Yes, no. I don't like the subject of mathematics. All right. What do we do when we get up in the morning? What do we do when we get up in the morning? We wash and dress when we get up in the morning. You're so amazing. You become like me. You sound like rapping already. You can sing the what do you call that one? You can sing a rap now, like Eminem or Tatemasagot. I was actually just, doing it like just to check if you're going to mimic how fast I spoke. And I also tried to notice that you can answer those questions by yourself already. So good job to that activity. So thank you so much and see you next time in our lesson. Bye bye. Have a great day. Alright. So natapos na ang ating last lesson for our live streaming. So in a short while, babalik ako sa inyo guys. Oh my God, baka magkaroon ako ng klase. Okay, I'm just going to update the progress for our lesson for today. So full stage lang siya guys, then ganon block. All right, that would be our first set for this morning. Live streaming all those classes were Callan Lessons, my stage 11, 5, 3, 2. At meron din akong first lesson ng Callan Lesson. So a while ago, I was able to, I think that was the second lesson. He was my student in the Callan level check, and the result was stage 1, and we were able to conduct the lesson a while ago. I think he was my second lesson in this live streaming. So if you want to see me doing the first lesson or stage 1, I think that's the most, what I call this one, important thing. Stage 1 is very important, especially for beginners, students. You really have to make sure that you let them understand, not only let them understand the idea about Callan, but it is also your responsibility to make them equipped of the idea, guide them as you do the Callan lesson. That's very important because some teachers are actually thinking that, students would understand everything about Callan. Again, guys, they are actually just testing the water there. If they are going to continue or not. So it is your responsibility to take care of the students' interest and motivation when it comes to learning the English through Callan method. I know there are a lot of what I call this one, opinion about how Callan works or if it works for you or not. But as what I've said, as a Callan method teacher, the only thing that you have to do is to follow the method. And in my case, I do, but sometimes not. But of course, it's my students' um, request. But again, the last lesson that I had was, customized full stage revision. But take note, the student was able to finish the Callan lesson 5 times already or 6 times already until business Callan. And this during that time, I was just doing the customized way in conducting the full stage revision for her Callan lesson. But anyway, again, guys, thank you so much for watching. This video will be uploaded, pre-recorded, so you can still check on my lesson for today. This lesson is just composed of, or these lessons that I conducted in this live streaming are all Callan lessons. So thank you so much, and I hope next time level, I mean, in my live streaming, you'll still be there. And please take note, you can actually just comment, you can ask questions regarding regarding native camp, your application, those kind of things. So thank you so much, guys, for having me again, and have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe. Where is it? Here. That one. Oh, here. Subscribe now. Frank in action. Thank you so much, and have a great day, guys. Bye bye. Eat your lunch.